Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker. We find ourselves way out here on the edge of Patax, ready to go to the Temple of Shaylin because Valerie's been asked to stand trial or something by the Order of the Prism. So, time to find out what's up. It's a pretty looking temple. Looks fancy. Hello, Paladin of Shaylin. I'm sorry, I got distracted by the reflections playing on the wall. Did you want something? So we've got Abel the Silvertongue, Larelin, or Larian, the High Priest of Shaylin, Priest of Shaylin. Bunch of paladins. Praise Shaylin. Apparently we can just wander about. I'm sure we're supposed to go talk to them. But I'm intrigued to go here, because this place is a lot bigger than I was expecting. Got a giant feast set aside. Can't get into here. I'm assuming if I walk too far that way, it's going to just trigger something. Probably. Or not? Oh, Fredero. Was he the one that Valerie fought? That name sounds familiar, maybe. Well, apparently we can still keep wandering.
I'm there.
Let's fully explore this place first and loot their treasures. We've got a magical long spear of some variety. Long spear +3. I'm sure they don't mind if I take that.
In due time.
Alright. We have explored enough. Let's talk to the High Priest. The white-haired priest looks at you over his glasses. Look who's here, Queen Melandra. My respects. I see you have brought company. The paladin wearing armor strikes his open palm with his fist. Finally, for a woman balancing on the edge of excommunication, you are sluggish, Valerie. Balancing on the edge of excommunication. I think she's made her point on that quite clear. She wants nothing to do with your church. Consider her excommunicated. Problem solved. Let's move on. Valerie slowly turns her head towards the paladin and gives him an icy look. I'm never in a hurry to meet those who would seek petty revenge upon the innocent for another's alleged transgressions. Paladin notices knock-knock and chokes with fury. And this, how dare you drag this abomination to the temple of the goddess? Hey, Knock-Knock's one of my party members. He's cool wherever he goes. Knock-Knock grimaces and sticks his tongue out. Yes, stink is awful. What are those flowers? You? Please, everyone, be calm. Let's not hurry in with accusations and hasty decisions. In the end, we're in a sacred place. Arguments under this vaulting are unacceptable. Who are you? High Priest? My name is Larian. I'm a priest of Shaylin and leader of the local congregation, for now, at least, until my place is taken by a permanent priest from the Order of Prisms. For now, I am a spiritual advisor and mentor to respected Hedgend and his people, paladins of Shaylin, who require the advice of more experienced devotees. What is this place? The Temple of the Lenses is the new abbey for the Order of Shaylin. The priest looks up at the vaulting in admiration. A beautiful architectural masterpiece, isn't it? Such a sophisticated building will make a splendid home for the Order of Prisms. Harem looks up and around. The dwarf mindlessly thrusts his hand into his beard and tugs at it, mumbling something fiercely. Which of you is behind the dirty rumors about my kingdom? We say the truth, and you call it a dirty rumor. We are the protectors of Shaylin, and all who call her patron. It's ridiculous to hear the charge of slander from one who has befriended a viper. Your friend blackens the name of the goddess herself. So it's you. You're the slanderer. Again, you can say whatever you want about Valerie. That is your prerogative. But just because Valerie wants nothing to do with your church doesn't mean you can slander my entire kingdom. That is called slander and a dirty rumor. I will pass unremarked the vaguely veiled insults. In the end, I have the doubtful honor of talking to a coward who can only throw around empty words and ungrounded accusations. You're too spineless to meet me face to face and make your claims in person. That's why you prefer to strike on the sly. Please calm down. Although I do not approve of the methods of respectful Hegend, I will not tolerate jokes at the expense of a paladin of Shaylin in her very temple. I see there's a whole company here. Eveld bows in a refined manner. My respects, Queen. I came at the special invitation of Sir Hegend. How could I refuse a paladin of my beloved patron? My respects to you, and you, Valerie. Fredero Sinnott nods to you and looks at Valerie. Seeing the scar, he purses his lips and shakes his head sorrowfully. I heard about what happened to you, but seeing it with my own eyes is unbearable. Believe me, I never wanted this. To be honest, I don't even remember striking the blow. The wrinkle on Valerie's forehead softens. We settled our argument in battle, Fredero. As for the scar, I've been wearing my wounds for a long time. Again, that could be magically removed, probably very easily. In fact, with all the magical healing we've cast on you, I'm shocked you still have it. I don't have the slightest desire to meddle in the affairs of Shaylin and her followers. I demand only one thing: stop slandering me and my subjects. I want you to leave Valerie alone. She serves me and owes no debt to Shaylin. Also true. I only care to escort Valerie. You can deal with each other without me. No. I don't have the slightest desire to meddle in the affairs of Shaylin and her followers. I demand only one thing: stop slandering me and my subjects. As long as Valerie is in your lands, no creator who crosses into your borders can feel safe. We heard how much she despises everyone who is capable of creating anything beautiful, and we're not going to keep silent about it. Of course, she could repent for her transgressions voluntarily and beg the goddess for mercy. I mean, he's got a minor point, not a much of a point, but a minor point, that Valerie has openly attacked people who weren't specifically focusing their writings on her. Like, she does push back against art in all forms more than she should. I'll give him that. That is a little bit that's true. But to claim that no one in my land can be safe because Valerie is in my lands is wild. For my transgressions, Shaylin has to answer to me for ruining my life for so long. Heretic! It seems there's no other hope for this soul, so deeply blackened by pride than the divine trial. Shaylin's judgment shall cleanse you of at least part of this abomination. Valerie clenches her fist in silence. It seems the scar on her face darkens and deepens. What trial are you talking about? What exactly is Valerie accused of? What trial are you talking about? Larian folds his hands. A divine trial is a special ritual carried out by followers of a god for someone who has lapsed in their faith. It is not well known, but it is used on those for whom there's still hope for returning to the church, or at least for making peace. Making peace indeed. Valerie, who rejected my lady, should not count on being coddled. What exactly is Valerie accused of? Of persistent disrespect and insolence towards Shaylin's order, and the goddess herself. The Order of the Eternal Rose disowned this woman, but we, the Order of Prisms, will finish what was started. If Valerie refuses to repent, she shall suffer punishment. If Shaylin's newest order appears each time another one stops persecuting me, my disrespect for your goddess will only grow. You are creating the very thing that you so diligently fight, but are incapable of understanding this. It's true. Like, if they stopped pursuing her, she would stop pushing back. But they're like, you keep pushing back against us. And it's like, you keep pursuing her. Stop. Let her live her life. Lawful good. Maybe this trial will bring you peace. It's possible, depending on what it entails. They didn't give me any sort of useful information. Just, it's a special ritual. Like, they could just be like, yeah, the ritual is we hit you with flame strike until you stop moving. Isn't that a great ritual? It's like, I wish I had more information. I know there's spells that force people to change their alignment. And if there's something similar, like, yeah, we just brainwash you with magic until you follow Shaylin, then that's also something I don't want her to submit to. So, I don't know. Maybe it'll bring you peace. Maybe it will. Neutral. It's up to you, Valerie. Chaotic neutral. If I were you, I'd tell these smug prudes to go to hell. Or chaotic evil attack. I will consecrate your precious temple with your own blood. Probably not that one. I mean, ultimately, Valerie is trying... The reason I don't like the it's up to you, because normally I'd be chill with that. Like, it's your life, your call, Valerie. Make your own decision. But Valerie's made a lot of bad decisions regarding this. Like, she can't seem to see straight on this issue. She just gets blinded by it. And so I'm worried if I just say it's up to you, that she will take some rash action that long term doesn't help her, because it's what she's done basically every time. So part of me does want to push for the trial and just maybe resolving this once and for all. They do their ritual. Whatever happens, maybe that will be the end of this and we can finally move on. Like, they'll be happy because they've done their ritual. You can finally cut ties and we can go peacefully. Depending on what this involves, which I don't know. Alright, maybe this trial will bring you peace. Valerie keeps silence for a few moments and then takes a deep breath. Very well, I will endure this trial if it helps put an end to all of this. Thank you for agreeing, Valerie. Let's begin. Shaylin's divine trial has commenced. May she be merciful to the lost and confused. It is time to listen to all sides and decide what fate awaits Valerie. Okay, so they're saying it's a ritual, but really it's a proper trial, where we're surrounded by a bunch of priests and paladins of Shaylin who are probably going to be the ones casting judgment. If so, that doesn't seem terribly fair. Today, under the vaulting of the Temple of Prisms, we followers of the goddess will give you, Valerie, a chance to redeem yourself in the eyes of Shaylin, and... Enough, Larian. Everybody present knows she doesn't deserve redemption. She lost the right to forgiveness the day she rejected Shaylin's grace. Wow. Disrespecting the High Priest of Shaylin in his own temple. Just cutting him off in the middle of him doing the ritual and trial. You sure you should be here? Because I think you've got some problems, Hedgend. Fredero Sinnett clears his throat to attract everyone's attention. I didn't come here to stand silent like an idol. When I challenged Valerie to a duel, she agreed. We fought according to all rules, and our argument was settled. Think what you will of Valerie, but at least she showed me some respect. You didn't allow Federo, Shaylin's paladin. You didn't follow Federo, Shaylin's paladin, after his duel with Valerie. Yeah. We handled that whole situation honorably. Valerie scoffs. I don't care about you, let alone respect you. I just wanted to teach you a lesson and make you leave me alone. Keep quiet. Diplomacy 30, and yet Valerie observed all the rules. She came when Fredero called her. She accepted the challenge. Will none of this be taken into consideration? For Diplomacy 24, we've come to meet Fredero Sinnett for one reason only, to get rid of him. Or I'm tired of wasting my time. Valerie, we're leaving. Yeah, Valerie observed all the rules. She came when Fredero called her. She accepted the challenge. Will none of this be taken into consideration? Of course, you can't ignore a person's deeds even when their words are bitter. Enough about Fredero. We don't have that much time, and Valerie gives us much to consider. According to our masters, the Order of the Eternal Rose, she's always been noble and merciful. Stories of her valor, stories about the valor she showed in Brevois spread far beyond its borders. How many did this fearless warrior save from the fire at Jamandi Aldori's house? They and many others owe their lives to her. Yeah, we helped with that. You helped Valerie save people from the fire at Jamandi Aldori's residence. That was at the very beginning. Oh, don't ascribe mercy to my actions. Don't drag your Shaylin into this. I obeyed an order, that's all. Diplomacy 30. I do not agree with Valerie. She can be harsh, but her heart is overfilled with pain and bitterness. Judge her actions, not her words. True. If we were chaotic, we'd have an option, but we're not. Or bluff lie. What are you talking about? I don't remember any fire at Jamandi Aldori's house. Like, you weren't doing it for Shaylin. I'll agree with that. But you're a good person who's trying to do good things. I don't think it was just the order that caused you to pull people out of a burning fire. I don't even know if you had an active order for that. You just saw people in fire and were helping, because your commanding officer, Jamandi, was in the middle of a battle in a different room. So I doubt she was like, hey, Valerie, go rescue those people from the fire. You saw people in danger and you helped them. I don't agree with Valerie. She can be harsh, but her heart is overfilled with pain and bitterness. Judge her actions, not her words. Valerie opens her mouth, but then sighs and lowers her head without saying anything. Of course, Queen. We are judging Valerie only by her actions. Enough. I'm tired of this endless babble. I shall prove that Valerie is a capricious and dishonorable woman who has twisted her life to pursue a single goal, to harm everything that is precious to Shaylin. I mean, is that her single goal? No. Does she dislike people who are devoted to Shaylin more than she probably should be? Yeah. Does she dislike various artists and whatnot more than she should? Yes. Is some of that because you guys keep bothering her when she's tried to cut ties over and over? Very much yes. I have a reliable witness who can confirm my statement. I present Sir Eveld. Eveld the Silver Tongue. Eveld pushes his chest out and pulls his chin up. This lady insulted me in front of my audience for no reason at all. Arrested me with brutal force. And the worst part is, when the dust settled and our blood cooled, Valerie didn't even think to apologize for her behavior. I'd say that only confirms her maliciousness. In the quarrel between Valerie and the Bard Eveld, you sided with Valerie and demanded that Eveld apologize. Diplomacy 30. You provoked her. It's your fault. That is I think the point that we got to when we were looking into it is that he wrote basically a play or something that was basically slandering Valerie. And he's like, it might have resembled her, but it wasn't directed at her. But it kind of was. Or intimidate, whisper to Eveld. If I were you, I wouldn't accuse the one who serves the Queen of the Stolen Lands. Anything could happen in these parts. Diplomacy 30, you provoked her. It's your fault, Eveld. Larian raises a brow and looks at Eveld over his glasses. Oh? Was this man's art meant to do harm? No, well, possibly. Just possibly. I might have drawn some inspiration from certain, poetic punishment. Then I cannot accept your statement. Leave this temple. Valerie raises her head and takes a deep breath as if awakening from a deep sleep. She looks at the temple's decoration and raises her hand. I've stood here listening to your arguments for long enough. Now it's my turn to speak. My departure from the Order of the Eternal Rose was not an insult to Shaylin or her followers. All I wanted was to devote my life to what's important to me. The goddess's followers never gave me a single chance to walk my own life's path. Do I value art? No. Am I ready to serve it? No. Do I respect those who have brought so much trouble to me and the Queen? No. But there are some of you, like me, who dream of just one thing, to carry out your chosen duty. Valerie turns to Larian and lowers her head. If all servants of Shaylin were like you, my parting from the Order could have been much more peaceful. Maybe I don't deserve forgiveness in the eyes of Shaylin. Maybe fanatics like Sir Hegand would be happier to see me in the noose. But I see now that one shouldn't laugh at another's way just because one doesn't understand or share it. But now, speaking openly before you, my conscience is definitely clear, and if you wish to judge me for the fact that my opinion is different from yours... The divine trial is over. Shaylin has made her decision. Wow, just cut her off in the middle of talking. I mean, maybe she trailed off there. We'll hope that she trailed off and then you ended it, rather than you cutting her off. About what? How? Valerie touched her face. The scar, it's gone? Witchery! Hagen, why does she points at Valerie with a trembling hand? But why? Because you're in the wrong, dude. Clearly. Larian smiles softly, looking at Valerie. Look at her, my friend. She is proud, but who could expect otherwise from a creature of such amazing beauty? Now, as Shaylin's light fills Valerie's soul, the child is filled with renewed radiance. The thorn that pricked has been burned away. The goddess shows Valerie a way to the source of light and beauty. No! Hedin pulls out his weapon and shakes it in the air, rolling his bloodshot eyes. The witch has deceived Shaylin. Only I know the will of the goddess, of my goddess. Death to Valerie. Are you serious? The high priest is just like, yeah, the goddess just declared Valerie has figured it out. The thorn in her side, her hatred of Shaylin, has been burned away, and she's now chill. Like, we can all be friends. Valerie's gotten to that point, which is great. And you are like, nope, High Priest is wrong, and I'm gonna murder Valerie right here in Shaylin's temple. Okay. So we've got a bunch of neutrals. And then... like, I would prefer to do this without murdering the paladins of Shaylin, but dude, are you dumb? I mean, we already know the answer to that, but what are you thinking? So you're a level 6 fighter. Oddly, not even a paladin. And you're also a level 6 fighter. Also not a paladin. Am I misunderstanding that? Do you have any paladin-y things? Or are you literally just a fighter claiming to be a paladin? Or maybe because you've turned against Shaylin's... Hang on. Are we being attacked by a bunch of paladins here? Well, that's certainly exciting. But maybe because they've turned against Shaylin's decision right now, they've been stripped of their holy abilities, and they are just straight up fighters now. That could be, which is, again, wild. Anyway, Valerie, you go forward and tank. Okay, yeah. Miri, you can deal with this. Whoa, you guys are attacking the other priests? That's not cool. Oh, we've already killed one of them. The leader, he's already dead. Valerie, go help this priest for me. Valerie's panting and wiping the sweat from her forehead. This is it. Finally. Valerie turns to Larian and looks at him expectantly. I think it's obvious to everyone here that they attack... That bloodshed is always a heavy burden on the shoulders of Shaylin's followers. Larian shakes his head sadly. Forgive them, Valerie. Blind faith clouded their judgment and pushed towards violence, desecrating this holy place. Shaylin's light will not soon return to this vaulting. Fredero puts away his weapon, looking sour. But we will do everything in our power to wash away this disgrace. On behalf of the Order of the Eternal Rose, I offer you, Valerie, and you, Your Highness, my sincerest apologies. The Order of Prisms is young and too zealous in their judgment of events and signs. There's nothing else for us to do here, Melandra. If you don't mind, I'd like to have done with this place. It didn't exactly feel like visiting the temple of a kind goddess. So your scar was sent by Shaylin herself. ready to go. I don't know. This didn't exactly feel like visiting the temple of a kind goddess. Valerie scoffs in reply. I hope that after this, Shaylin's paladins will think twice before doing harm to your kingdom. Anyway, they're usually much more reserved than those fanatics from the Order of Prisms. Let's go. We can discuss it in the capital. I want to see the end of this place as soon as possible. But first, oh, I'm hearing... Oh, you guys just killed a priest and are running over to keep the battle going. Can you guys stop the fighting? The priest already made his perspective clear that you guys were in the wrong. I mean, I'm gonna loot all the things. Feel a little bad looting the priest. But, you know, you guys attacked me. I get your gear. Including Hedgend, who has some magical stuff. We'll check it out. What do you have? I guess I can just look in my inventory at newest. That'll probably be the fastest way to find it. So we have Mithril Full Plate +1, Belt of Giant Strength +2, Amulet of Natural Armor +1. That is all garbage. Alright, well, thanks for your time. It was great visiting your temple, but we're gonna leave now. I'm so used to Valerie having the scar at this point that it's weird seeing her portrait without it. But hopefully she's happy. Alright, let's teleport back to Tuskdale. And enter. Hopefully we can talk to Valerie. Greetings, Valerie sighs. Everything is well, I hope. I'm ready for new orders. About what happened at the Temple of Prisms. Please, let me speak first. I wish to thank you and apologize. I'm afraid I've dragged you into a huge amount of trouble, Valerie sighs. Trust me, I didn't want any of this, and it saddens me to what you've had to endure. But at the same time, I'm happy I had you at my side through it all. I finally stopped blaming Shaylin for all of my troubles and found peace. Not that I suddenly came to love the goddess and her stupid followers. Valerie smiles faintly. But now I understand. If you want others to respect your choices, you must respect theirs, however ridiculous they may seem to you. And of course, I'm ready to return to my duties with you. There are many battles ahead of you, and my responsibility is to protect you from any threat. Valerie bows ceremoniously, and you do a great job of it. Together, we can overcome any obstacle, I'm sure of that. Lawful evil. Next time someone comes to claim you, I'll just slit their throat. You serve only me, don't forget it. No. Together we can overcome any obstacle, I'm sure of that. Valerie smiles with just one corner of her mouth. Your enthusiasm reminds me of Lindsay's, in a good way. I'm glad this scar is gone. I'm curious to see how she would take that. But sure, I'm glad the scar is gone. Valerie touches her face where the scar used to be. At least the world around me has returned to its accustomed place. This morning I found another love note under my door. Valerie chuckles, though I can't say I missed the extra attention. Well, thank you for the conversation. Let's rest. So, the final word in the old conflict between Valerie and Shaylin's followers was spoken by the goddess herself. The Order of Prisms left the kingdom alone, and Valerie was restored to her ravishing appearance. So what if she keeps saying looks don't matter? Everyone around is happy how it turned out. Yeah, we've traveled several hours there and back. I'm gonna rest, just so that we're fully rested.
I'm there.
And then let's see what's going on with the kingdom. We're getting close to the next big kingdom event at the Bald Hilltop, which I'm excited by, because I hope that unlocks us going to visit Patax. So we have talked with Lindsay. Lynxia is no longer terrorizing our people. Lynxia has ceased her acts of aggression. Good. Order of the Prism's condemnation. You've dealt with the Order of Prisms and their attempt to slander you. Excellent. Lynxia still interrogates your people, but with less aggression and frequency. Do I need to go out and find her again? Maybe. I don't know if... I assumed that would be an event... Last time I was thinking it would be an event that she would show up here in my throne room. But we ran into her when we went into the market. So I guess let's go back out into the market. Oh, we found Darvin. Hell Knights are not the most courteous guests, are they? And the Hell Knights from the Order of the Rack are the vilest of them all. A tan-skinned half-elf with green eyes looks at you respectfully, with a smile on his face. My name is Darvin. Darvin? The rebellious murderer Lynxia is searching for? So what do you want, Darvin, or just guard sees the half-elf? Are you the rebellious murderer Lynxia is searching for? Yes, I'm a rebel, a murderer, a pirate, a renegade, a smuggler, and I have lots of other scary titles. A half-elf laughs slightly, but watching you closely at the same time. If you listen to Lynxia, I'm evil incarnate, baby eater, and the worst nightmare came true. If the end of time should ever come, it will be because of me and me alone. Darvin utters a sad sigh. Of course, all of Lynxia's accusations are false. That is to say, they're not entirely true. It's true, I am involved in this story, but my sins are not so great as they are thought to be. Tell me your story. It's so long, I don't even know where to begin, Darvin grins. Although, I guess you're only interested in the things I've been accused of. I did in fact kill a Chelish noble, and I participated in a rebellion. But all this happened by total accident. You accidentally killed a noble? And accidentally participated in a rebellion? Seems hard to imagine. I was captain of a ship that sailed the inner sea. We traded with those who were stronger than us, and raided those who were weaker. Just regular life for a man of my profession. One day, we stopped at one of the Cheliax ports, and that's when it all started. So you were a pirate, which I'm not super thrilled by, but carry on. I caught sight of a certain Chelish noble, who, for a long time, been number one on my kill on sight list, so I challenged him to a duel, and he was too stupid to refuse. I dispatched him, only then to learn that he was a distant relative of Cheliax's crown prince, and besides that, the lord of the surrounding lands, and of course, no one in the area was all that fond of him. Why was he number one on your kill on sight list? Why do you have a kill on sight list? But okay. After his death, a rebellion broke out. That's nothing new for Cheliax, as his accidental killer. Doesn't seem accidental. He was on your kill on sight list, you challenged to a duel, and then you killed him. That seems very non-accidental. That seems premeditated. As an accidental killer, I was named the rebellion's leader, but I assure you, I fled the first moment I could. Leapt upon my ship, and set sail. A month later, I found out I'd become the main reason for a great tragedy and an enemy of the Cheliax people. So what did this Chelish noble do to make you so angry? Yeah. Once long ago, long before all this rebellion nonsense, I used to be a simple sailor who served the Taldorian merchant fleet. Good old times. Darvin squints dreamily, continuing to watch you closely from under his half-closed eyelids. The blazing sun overhead, a salty taste on your lips, the squawk of seagulls calling you forwards, rope squeaking in the storm as you fight against the sea itself, winning in the end. And of course, the line of the land on the horizon, when you know that tonight you'll have a mug of rum in one hand and a smiling girl to share it with. Darvin gives you a sly smile. But all that came to an end when once a certain Chelish noble decided that he liked our goods but didn't like our fleet. I survived the battle, barely, clinging to a piece of driftwood, lost on the open sea like me. I swore I'd have my revenge, so I decided to become a pirate myself, a pirate captain as need be. You can always get what you want, you know, unless you're me. Darvin gives you a smug smile. So, Chelish noble decided to, I guess, also piracy. Sank your fleet, took all your goods, and you decided you wanted to kill him for it. So what do you want from me, Darvin? I'm glad you asked. I've so much to offer. You see, I'm rich, and I don't mind sharing my riches with those who can help me with my troubles. Lynxia, on the other hand, will give you nothing. I doubt she'd even say thank you. I know where Lynxia has set up her temporary camp, in a secluded lodge on the edge of the southern Nile Marches. Go there, convince her to stop chasing me, order her, kill her if needed. It shouldn't be difficult. So what do you say? Do we have a deal? So, a noble attacked you to steal your goods because Cheliax is a terrible place. You killed the noble because Cheliax is a terrible place. That started a rebellion that you weren't really part of because Cheliax is a terrible place. But you were already on the run by that point. But now they're hunting you down because you killed a terrible noble. Because you're also a terrible person. Because Cheliax is a terrible place. I think I've got all that figured out. I just think all of you need to go do your terrible things away from my kingdom. That's sort of my thought. I don't really want you here, but I don't want Lynxia here either. Like, I don't really want to be bought off to kill a bunch of Hell Knights. You figured you'll buy me. Why not? Everything and everyone has a price. It's just a matter of negotiation. So how much do I cost by your estimations? That's a fine question, I suppose. 10,000 gold coins will be a satisfactory amount for you. Absolutely. Diplomacy 26, make it 15,000, we'll talk. Or Diplomacy 32, 20,000. I won't take any less than that. I mean, he does say he's very rich. 20,000, I won't take any less than that. I have to roll a 4 or better. Darvin forces himself to smile. Oh, if only my situation weren't so critical, but I accept your terms. So do we have a deal? I have no wish to fight with Lynxia. That's true. So lawful neutral, deal, I'll help you. Chaotic neutral, a lie, deal, I'll help you. Neutral, I won't take sides, neither yours nor hers. You can figure this out amongst yourselves. That's kind of where I'm leaning. Like, I don't want either of you in my kingdom. You're openly a pirate and happily a pirate. Or you're a criminal, you belong on the gallows. I have no wish to fight with Lynxia. Perhaps you'll manage to convince her to leave peacefully, though I won't count on that. I will talk to her. We'll try it that way. So, I'll try. You're at least not beating up and attacking my people, which gives me a lot more positive view of you than my view of her. So I'll try and help you. I'm so glad to hear it. Darvin's smile remains as smug as before, but you feel a hint of relief behind it. Please, deal with Lynxia as soon as possible. I'll find you after you resolve the situation. You better. You owe me 20,000 gold, and that's a lot of BP. So now I need to go talk to Lynxia. Which I guess we will just head out to do now. Same team? Sure, why not? Kind of wish that for the visit to the Temple of Shaylin, I thought to bring Lindsay, because she worships Shaylin. I'm sure she would have had dialogue. But I didn't think of it. So we know where this lodge is. So it'll be easy to just teleport nearby. So it's down here, the secluded lodge. You might be closer. probably this is going to be closer because we're not marching through forest. So let's teleport down here to the Shambling Steppes. Okay, but we're going to end the episode here. Next time we'll head into the Secluded Lodge and deal with these Hell Knights and hopefully get them out of my land. For now though, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys then. Bye.